How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. We're going to be talking about Hbar, taking a look at what's really happening with the price, and of course what we could be expecting as we are going into Wednesday morning. We're coming very close to the end of the month. It's crazy to think how fast time's going. Over the course of the last 24 hours, yet again, we are seeing the broader market once again, seeing a little bit of a retracement. Yes, we are seeing some outliers, some coins, obviously holding on to, their momentum. But as far as, the broader market is concerned, we're still seeing a little bit of a retracement, and that is due to, BTC. But if you're looking at Hbar right now, Hbar is down about 0.6% in USD, but we're up 0.2% in Bitcoin comparative. Price is at 18.6 cents, valuation just below 8 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at about 142.2 million. We know about that. It is quite low in the standards of Hbar. And as I've stated to you guys before in my last few updates, you're seeing something similar happening across the board. A lot of layer ones, layer twos are actually lagging behind, the broader market momentum, and retail is not showing as much interest yet. Which of course is something we always need to factor in when we're analyzing and taking a look at these prices. But let's take a look at what's happening with the price. Before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrency. So if you're looking at the dominance here, we spoke about how it has been pulling down pretty much over the last 48 hours. We actually went down to 63.86%. And since then, we have seen this bounce within the dominance, and that is a huge reason as to why you're seeing altcoins lagging behind. If you're looking at BTC, Bitcoin actually was sitting at $110,800 earlier Tuesday. But of course, that did not last too long. I spoke to you guys about that in my XRP update. We got rejected at that range, and obviously since then the price has retraced. As the price has retraced, dominance did uptick a little bit, which of course has caused a little bit of a lag within the altcoin market, and that is clear when we're taking a look at the last 24 hours. But if you're looking at Hbar here, Hbar's price is still above that key support line. We know the significance of this key support line. This is the second day in a row where we're really seeing this support really showing, its strength. You can see this for yourself. We're bouncing above that key support line right now. Of course, if we drop below this, then we could be targeting maybe even 16.7 cents, potentially even retesting the 15.5 cents. That's how important this support really is. And if we were to lose, this support line, the next key support line pretty much is at around, 16.8 cents, which itself is around a 9% move towards the downside. So let's say dominance continues to make its way towards the upside, and let's say, Bitcoin were to drop down to 106, or even losing the support, maybe even retesting down to 100K. Even if that were to happen, again, quite normal, and it's very realistic. You could see these swings. Let me actually take you guys down memory lane real quick to show you guys as to what I'm really talking about. So let's take a look at our, new all-time high, which we set for ourselves, this year. At the beginning of the year. So you could see this for yourself. After the all-time high, we did see quite a sharp pullback, and you could see you do tend to see these pullbacks. Even let's go back down to March 7th. Of course, this was not an all-time high, but you could see we have seen major swings. Let's actually take a look at the yearly high back on March of last year. We actually did end up seeing BTC retracing about 33%. So again, these are normal moves for BTC. It's going to happen. Don't expect Bitcoin to just go straight in one line. Take a look at, what happened last cycle as well. Again, perfect example right in front of us. So that's part of the game, some things that are out of our control. And you need to understand, how this market tends to move. So obviously, if Bitcoin were to head down to $100,000, it's a psychological price point, and again, we do have significant amount of support around that range. If that were to happen, I am, not surprised that this target could be retested. So this is something I want you guys to be aware of. Hopefully, we do see the price holding around the 106 if we were to, retrace down to that range. But obviously, losing below the $106,000 does put us to, the 100K target, which again would be totally normal. Speaking about being totally normal, the 23.6 support line at 96.2K. Even if that were to happen, I wouldn't be too spooked out in my opinion. But Hbar so far so good. Of course, it's still in this upward trajectory. The reason why the 16.8 cents is such an important level to be watching out for is because this upwards trajectory that we're pretty much in, it gets invalidated if we drop below that. So of course those are some factors we need to keep in mind, but I'll keep you guys covered. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.